I feel incredibly blessed and grateful to have had the opportunities that me and Kaidale have had to grow over the last several years. We really have had a phase of just growth and development and overall beautiful memories that we've created together. And there's a lot of change that is going to be coming up in our life. And it's taken me the better part of this school year actually to kind of digest the upcoming change and accept it. It's definitely been a process for me, an emotional process, so to say, of just kind of looking back and reflecting on our life over the past 3 years and anticipating what the future is going to hold for us. I have been so unbelievably overwhelmed the last month, and I think it's just because it's hitting me. I've been anticipating for a while all of these changes that are coming up. It's been something that I kind of silently struggled with, and it kind of built up throughout the year. And it's not because I'm doubting my decisions or I feel like I'm making a mistake. It's nothing like that. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just got really emo. So I just took a whole bunch of Kaidale's old clothes and toys. Pretty much everything that we have acquired while being in our apartment for the last 3 years, which is really sentimental and nostalgic to me just because our time in our little apartment has just been such a big chapter of our life. So much has happened, so much has changed. It was just such a huge turning point in our life being in this apartment over this period of time, and just like remembering, I bought him this toy for Christmas or that toy for his birthday or whatever, but to be honest, he doesn't use anymore. And I hate hoarding stuff. Like, I hate holding on to stuff that he's not going to use if somebody else could. And I also just hate clutter in general. So as much as it pains me to let go of some of that stuff, I just donated it to Goodwill, and it really makes me feel some type of way. So much has happened in our personal life, and just stuff that I've been anticipating for several months now, really going into this school year. I kind of knew it would be our last of a lot. Like, we would have a lot of last moments. Our last time doing this, our last time doing that. And it just makes me feel like I get anxious kind of anticipating change, but I knew there was going to be a lot of change this year. And I've really been struggling with just wrapping my head around that and accepting that. Guys, I have been the most emo individual alive today. I've always considered myself to be very calm under pressure, deal with stressful situations pretty smoothly. And I think a lot of that is just from being a single mom, having a special needs child with, a history of really difficult behaviors. And then also, I think being an ER nurse has also really helped me to just remain cool, calm and collected during, potentially stressful situations. But I think that does not mean, there's a difference between remaining calm in stressful situations and still experiencing stress and still experiencing anxiety. And I really have been experiencing it. I'm going to say for a minute now, it's just been it's been a year of change. It's been a year of having to make really big, difficult decisions alone, which I think is one of the hardest parts about being a single mom, is the overwhelming pressure and weight on your shoulders of making big, life-changing decisions on your own, and not really having an equal partner to kind of confide in and, you know, talk it out back and forth, you know, like hash it out. So it's all going on in my brain alone. And my brain is just completely jumbled at this point, you know. So I don't know. It's a lot of responsibility, you know, like it's a lot of weight on your shoulders, because if you make that wrong decision, you got nobody but yourself. Nobody to blame but yourself. So I don't know. Sometimes, in my experience of being a single mom to Kaidale for the last 11 years almost, sometimes decisions are so clear and so easy to make. It's like, yes, this is right. This is the goal. This is what we're working towards. And then we just do it and we go for it. And then sometimes it feels really unsure and it feels really scary. Like, I hope this is the right decision, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so as you guys know, I have been spending the last year renovating a van. Me and Kaidale have been trying to take as many trips as possible in it because that's what makes us happy. It's been stressful, not necessarily the van renovation, but just our life in general. You know, it's been stressful. It's been stressful on me as a single mom. It's been stressful on Kaidale, just having to put so much time and effort into doing what he needs to do in order to develop the skills that he has developed. Sometimes you just take for granted, you know, those milestones that kids hit, and it just kind of comes to him naturally. And, you know, at this age you do this, at this age you learn that, whatever. And for Kaidale, it just doesn't come naturally. You know, he really has to put in the work and the effort in order to achieve those same milestones. So we've just spent so much of our life just kind of focused on grinding, I feel like. And don't get me wrong, we have a lot of fun. We do. So I'm not trying to make it like, woe is me. But I'm just saying there's been a lot of focus on obligations and priorities, and not a lot of focus on, like, what do we really want out of life? Like, we're doing what we have to do. But if we didn't have to do that, if we didn't have autism to worry about, if we didn't have single parenting and all the other obstacles that have fallen into place, the point that I'm trying to make or get across is that I want to change things up for me, kiddo. I want a change of pace. I have honestly been terrified to admit this out loud, just because it's such a big change and it's scary. You know, change is really scary. Taking risks is a really scary thing. It's something that I kind of decided it a long time ago, like at the beginning of this school year, last summer. I kind of knew that this is what I wanted to do, but it just took me a while to admit it out loud because it's terrifying. But there's been a lot of things that have fallen into place throughout the year that really just is like confirmation for me that, like, no, you need to go ahead and do this and follow this dream. There's been a lot of changes at Kaidale's school, a lot of changes. Things might not look the same next year for him. One of his main therapists that has been with us for years is leaving, and she has really been the driving force behind his programs and a lot of his progress. And not that we wouldn't be able to still maintain progress with somebody else. I feel like she and, you know, other people on his team as well have allowed us to make so much progress that we're to this point that I feel like it's a graceful point for us to kind of back away and to step out of the picture. You know, there's a lot of other changes going on at the school outside of that that also kind of make me a little hesitant to want to re-enroll next year. With that being said, we are going to homeschool next year. That terrifies me because I've never done it before. And I already feel like I have so much on my plate that it's just going to be one more thing. But I know that historically, me and Kaidale have always accepted challenges and risen to the occasion. And I know that together we will be successful and we will figure out a way to make it work. Because ultimately, I want to pursue not only my dream and my passion, but Kaidale's as well, of traveling. And I know that Kaidale loves traveling. I mean, anytime we go on a trip anywhere ever, the kid won't stop talking about it for weeks and months on end. You know, we went to the mountains of Tennessee, the Smoky Mountains, back in September, October, and he asked for mountain at least on a weekly basis, if not daily, since then. And that's been over 6 months ago. So he just loves to travel. He loves to explore. He loves our van. I love our van. I want to explore and travel. I want to do it. You know, I want to do it. I feel like I've spent so much of his childhood and my time as a parent kind of in that rat race lifestyle, so to say. I just feel like we've spent the last 5-6 years trying to maintain this lifestyle of private school education, full-time therapy, and it's come at a cost, of course. It's been a sacrifice, of course. Has it been worth it? 100%. I would do it all over again. But I think that we're at this place in our life to where we have gotten so much out of it, and we've made so much progress that we're to this point to where we're not as dependent on it as we were. You know, when we first started out, I needed help. Kiddos had a lot going on and I needed help. And we got that help. We made so much progress that I just feel like we're to this graceful point that we could kind of bow out gracefully and pursue our dreams. And the homeschooling thing kind of scares me a little bit, but Kaidale has really spent the majority of his time in this private school doing more clinic and therapy than actual classroom time. So that being said, because he's made so much progress behaviorally, I feel like it is okay to kind of focus on more educational goals, which I would like to do through homeschooling. And I think that I can. I think that I have spent so much time in parent collaboration with his therapist. I feel confident, like I can kind of take the reins and, homeschool him, and that we can make a lot of progress doing one-on-one, So that is the plan. That's what we're doing next year. I'm finally admitting it out loud. I'm putting it into the universe. I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of change happening at once, a lot of change coming our way, and that terrifies me. We have been in this apartment for 3 years, which is bittersweet because I moved into this apartment to be closer to Kaidale's school so that there would be less commuting and we could really tap into all these resources out here. 3 years we've been in this apartment, and I didn't plan on being here this long. I guess I thought we were going to upgrade at some point, or I don't know what I was thinking, but we've stayed. He received about 1.5 years of home therapy in this apartment, which is also bittersweet that that's over. But it's life. Life is a continuation of change, whether you're ready for it or not, it's gonna change. Change is inevitable. And so our lease is up the end of the summer. At the end of the summer, I will not renew our lease. We will move into our cute little van and we will ride off into the sunset together. And I know it's gonna be challenging. I know there's gonna be bumps in the road, and I know living on the road is not easy. And I don't foresee that for the long term for me and Kaidale. But it is something that I want to do. And I think that Kaidale will love it. As you guys know, he's an adventure seeker and he loves stuff like that. So that's what we're going to do. I've made up, like I said, I've made up my mind a long time ago. It's just taken me a while to kind of come to terms with like admitting it out loud. It's going to be a lot to juggle. I'm aware of that. But we're just going to take it day by day and just have fun. And I'm really excited. And, you know, I don't think that there's anything we can't come back from. You know, if we try homeschooling and it's a disaster and we realize that the more structured classroom environment is better for Kaidale, we'll come back to the classroom environment. You know, there's nothing permanent, but it is something that I want to try, because what if it's better? What if Kaidale thrives homeschooling? What if, you know, our life is changed for the better? We won't know until we try. So that's what we're going to do. Yeah, I really hope you guys stay tuned in to see all of our adventures and our progress and our journey. I really appreciate you guys for just continuing to support us through all of your, you know, sweet comments and emails and things like that. I really appreciate this online community, and I really do enjoy sharing our journey with you guys. It's something that I get a lot out of. Like, I gain a lot from making these vlogs and communicating with you guys online. So I really love it. I really thank you guys. And that's a wrap. I'm going to end this vlog. We'll see you next time.